Top focus on Turkey in the latest development hours after Turkey accused Washington of questioning its account of the massacre in Iraq. The U.S. State Department has finally affirmed that Turkish hostages in northern Iraq were killed by members of a Kurdish terror group. The war of words was triggered after the State Department had earlier fallen back on agreeing to Ankara's claim that Kurdish militants executed 13 kidnapped nationals in Iraq. They said that they would agree only if reports of the deaths of Turkish civilians at the hands of the PKK, a designated terrorist organization, are confirmed. And that is what the US State Department had to say. But the move infuriated Turkey, which then started accusing United States of supporting terrorists. Ankara, already angered by Washington's partnership with Kurdish fighters in neighboring Syria, was infuriated by the conditionality of the US statement and summoned the US ambassador to Ankara to convey in the strongest terms its reaction. Let's listen in to how the Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan lashed out at the US.
İşte Amerika'nın yaptığı bir açıklama var. Hani siz teröristlerin yanında durmuyordunuz? Hani siz PKK'nın yanında değildiniz? Hani siz YPG'nin yanında değildiniz? Hani siz PYD'nin yanında değildiniz? Bal gibi de yanındasınız ve arkasındasınız. Eğer biz sizinle NATO'da berabersek, eğer biz sizinle dünyada, NATO'da bu birlikteliğimizi sürdüreceksek, bize samimi davranacaksınız. Teröristlerin yanında yer almayacaksınız. Eğer yer alacaksanız bizim yanımızda yer alacaksınız.
Now, the conversation took place as a part of a phone call between U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken with his Turkish counterpart Mevlut Çavuşoğlu. This as the United States attempts to de-escalate a diplomatic dispute with NATO. All Turkey, since Biden was elected last year, Turkey has repeatedly said that it wants to improve strained ties with the United States. However, what remains to be a bone of contention between both the countries is Washington's support for the YPG, which Erdogan thinks is linked to the PKK. Erdogan said that Ankara would continue its cross-border operations into Iraq against the PKK, which has waged a decades-old insurgency in mainly Kurdish southeast Turkey, killing more than 40,000 Turkish troops, finding the bodies of 13 Turkish soldiers. The police and civilians abducted by Kurdish insurgents in a cave complex in northern Iraq is the latest case. Çavuşoğlu said that nobody could criticize Turkey's cross-border operations in Syria or Iraq after the killings, and countries must choose between Turkey and the militants. Let's quickly get in a sense of perspective as far as this news story is concerned. For that, I'm joined in by our guest, who's a political analyst, Onur Erim. He's joining us live from Istanbul. Thank you so much, Mr. Erim, for joining our newscast today. Now, let me begin by asking about why is the YPG and the PKK a bone of contention for Turkey and the US relationship? Mr. Erim, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Right. So my first question is that why is the YPG and the PKK a bone of contention for Turkey and the US relationship?
It's simple. Predominantly in the Obama administration, the United States has decided to use YPG, which is just the Syrian arm of PKK, and they had armed them with excess of, according to the U.S. figures, over 30,000 containers to light to almost heavy arms in the last 7-8 years. And this is obviously has been raising a lot of questions in Turkey as to the allyship of the United States to Turkey.
Right. Also, many are wondering about the status quo between the US and the Kurdish forces, which seemed to have changed ever since Kurdish forces allied with the government in Damascus, something that happened after the American military withdrew from northern Syria and the Turkish invasion in 2019. Hasn't the status quo changed?
I don't know. First of all, when you say Kurdish forces, I'm sure you're talking about the YPG terrorist group, the armed arm of the PKK in Syria.
Right.
I guess what it is that Damascus has kind of alienated itself from the West, starting with Turkey, and I guess the old saying, enemy of my enemy is my friend. In that rhetoric, they started aligning with the YPG terrorist group. That's the simple thing that comes to mind.
Right. Also, Mr. Erim, even though Turkey has expressed its desire to improve ties with US, now that the new Biden administration has taken over, do you see a possibility of a reset in ties?
There is always room in diplomacy for a new page, for a new white page. But having the same mindset and almost the same people, just with higher ranks, of the Obama administration within the Biden administration, I don't know if we could get our hopes up right away.
Right. Also, Mr. Erim, last but not least, since Erdogan has referred to the NATO alliance in his rebuttal, how has the strained relationship between Turkey and the United States impacted NATO, and will it continue to impact the intergovernmental military alliance?
Well, to say the least, it's really a pickle. The problem is how can the question that needs to be answered is what would be the rebuttal of the United States would be supporting a terrorist organization like YPG against Turkey, arming them heavily almost. So it's actually the answers are supposed to come from the U.S. The burden of explaining herself is not on Turkey here. It's on the United States. They haven't done that in the Obama administration at all. We'll see if anything will change in the Biden administration.
Right. We'll have to wait and watch if the Biden administration is willing to turn a new leaf as far as Turkey is concerned. Having said that, thank you so much, Mr. Onur Erim, for joining our newscast.